everyone, and welcome back to Sammi Says. I'm student meteorologist Sam Mrozinski. Today we're going to be looking into the past to find the answer to the following question. Will Pittsburgh International Airport receive a white Christmas this year?
From a young age, many of us are trained to believe that every year on Christmas morning, it should be snowing. But from a climatological standpoint, at least for Pennsylvania, that is not always the case.
Now, let's set some guidelines. So to be considered a white Christmas, there has to be at least 1 inch of snow on the ground on Christmas Day. And this can't include old snow, but there has to be some amount of snowfall between 6 p.m. on December 24th and 6 p.m. on December 25th.
With any question like this, there is a lot of data to go through. These data are from 1980 to 2010, including high and low temps, new snowfall, and snow depth. We're mostly looking at these two columns. I highlighted the white Christmas years in red. Just looking at the data, the chances of getting a white Christmas don't look great. There are a lot of zeros here. But counting them up, there have been 11 white Christmases in Pittsburgh. So we can sort of say there's about a 37% chance that Pittsburgh will see a white Christmas this year. Now let's consider data from 1880 to the present. From 1880 to 2015, I found there are 32 white Christmases that happened in Pittsburgh. This gives us a rough estimate of 24% chance of seeing one this year. Okay, great, we're done. But there are many other factors that we can consider. What about El Nino and La Nina? These oscillations affect western Pennsylvania's weather. Looking at these data, it appears that most years that got white Christmases were almost always leaning toward a La Nina phase or in a La Nina phase. The only year in an El Nino phase was 2009, which already had 2 inches of snow on the ground on the 24th. But when it snowed on the 25th, which was just a trace, it turned into just 1 inch on the ground. This could be from melting due to mild temperatures. Now let's take a look at some forecast models. Keep in mind that forecasting more than 3 days out increases the uncertainty of the forecast.
These maps show the total accumulated snowfall for the entire U.S. region. And this is an ensemble forecast, so that just means there's 4 different models running for the forecast. So we're going to be focusing on Pennsylvania here on the map, and we're going to pay attention to the changes in the colors. So take note of where we're at right now. This is for 0Z December 25th, which is about 7 p.m. our time on December 24th. So there's about 8, maybe 10 inches total accumulated for this time frame. And then we are going to move ahead 24 hours to December 26th at 0Z, which is about 7 p.m. December 25th. And there isn't a very big change. This means we'll likely not receive very much snow in between that 24-hour period.
This graph describes the GFS model predicted pattern for the North Atlantic Oscillation, which pertains to the Icelandic low and Azores high. This is important because it really affects the East Coast. In a positive phase, NAO will bring warmer temperatures and more wet weather to our region. In a negative phase, it will bring much colder temperatures but drier weather. However, the negative phase also has the potential to bring more snowfall to the East Coast. With that in mind, let's look at this graph again.
Looking at this plot again, we're currently in a weak positive phase for NAO, and it's most likely as we get closer and closer to the 25th, it's going to trend downward into a negative phase.
This graph is similar to the previous one. This one is the GFS model for the Pacific North American Oscillation, which relates to the El Nino Southern Oscillation. In a positive phase, PNA causes more winter weather events in the East Coast, especially during an El Nino year. Negative PNA does just the opposite, with above average temperatures in the east.
Now for the PNA, we are currently in a negative phase, and it seems that we're going to stay that way through Christmas.
The combination of a potential negative NAO and a negative PNA doesn't give us a very good potential for snowfall for the holiday.
So after all that work and all that data and all of those graphs, unfortunately, we will most likely not have a white Christmas this year. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.